Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm sharing with you some more meals that I have made in this last week for my large family. These are really in no particular order, and this is not a full week's worth of meals. It is just the meals that I was able to film so that I could share them with you. The first thing I'm working on is getting some ground beef cooked. I'm guessing that was probably like 3 pounds, 4 pounds maybe of ground beef. My mother-in-law was in town and we had planned a thrift shopping day, so I wanted to get something in the crock pot so that when we came home at lunchtime, lunch would be ready and I wouldn't have to do any work to get a meal on the table. So what I made was some nachos in the crock pot. I cooked all that ground beef and I also added up this chopped onion. And then I added some green chilies, just 2 cans of green chilies to that, and I put it in the crock pot. And then I added 1.5 bricks of Velveeta cheese so that it would get all melted in there and cheesy, and then we just poured that over the top of chips, some tortilla chips. This is one of my family's favorite meals, and it is really easy to throw together. For a quick and easy meal, you can do it on the stovetop, or you can put it in the crock pot like I did and then have dinner ready for you. This beefy cheese mixture that I am making here, actually I was able to use it for 2 meals, which was a blessing. It made another really quick meal at the end of the week, which I will show you a little bit later in this video. But that was kind of nice for me to do this work once and then be able to just use it for 2 different meals that were not even the same thing. This next meal was also a really simple one. My husband beat us home from wherever we were. It must have been our shopping day, and he had decided to cook up these carrots. We had gotten those carrots actually at church. Someone had brought them and set them on the bench for free to take. So we went ahead and grabbed them, but they were going bad pretty quickly. The outside was getting pretty soft, and so he decided to just peel them, slice them up, and stick them in a pan to cook. He cooked them for a little while, and then he added a little bit of butter and some milk and some coconut sugar in there, and they turned out really well. They were really good, and most people that like cooked carrots enjoyed them. And then with the cooked carrots, I had some leftover brats, and so we just warmed those up. And then I also had a package of hot dogs, and so I warmed up some hot dogs also. And then we had some fruit that my mother-in-law had gotten, but also we had a bunch of pears that we got in that same pile of food as the carrots that was free at church. And those pears are so good, but they also were almost overripe. So we sliced a bunch of pears, a bunch of apples, a bunch of strawberries. I had a little bit of blueberries left in my refrigerator, and a few bananas, and then we added a package of vanilla instant pudding. I just mixed that with the milk and made the pudding, and we poured that in. And I also had this whipped topping in my fridge that had been in there for a long time and needed to use that up, so we went ahead and added that into our fruit salad. And it was a really yummy treat that we don't normally have. The kids do enjoy fruit salad the first time I make it, but if there's any leftovers, I have a hard time getting them to eat it. But this one turned out great. The next morning for breakfast, I made some sourdough French toast. I had a loaf of sourdough bread that I had made several days earlier, and it had been sitting on the counter and definitely needed to be used up. Normally I would slice it and butter it and put some garlic salt on it and then put it in the broiler, and everyone really likes it that way, but we didn't have any meals planned for the next few days that would go with that kind of bread. So I turned it into French toast instead, and then realized I did not have any pancake syrup. So instead of syrup, my mother-in-law made just some glaze with powdered sugar and milk, and then I sliced the bread into sticks, like French toast sticks, and we just drizzled the glaze over the top. Some of the kids liked this, some of them didn't. It tasted totally fine to me, but they knew it was different than what we normally have, so they weren't quite sure about it.
Dude, they're melting.
You turn it back on.
Kendon's is first.
Oh, I see it already starting.
Whoa!
Once it starts, then you start wrapping
Whoa, that's gonna be a lot of cotton candy. That looks so cool. Oh, this is so cool.
That looks like a spider web.
That's a lot of cotton candy. I was expecting just that much.
Wow.
Wow.
2 pieces of candy.
Wow. So you gotta mix it sometimes. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, it looks so good.
Is that Kendon's?
I've done that
this is
before.
mine. It's fine. This looks good.
Dude,
There's so much.
that looks so
You
nice.
wouldn't make 2 pieces of candy to make that much.
No, I didn't.
That's cool.
That's
That's
cool.
really cool.
Neat.
Got a orange cherry.
Is it about done?
It acts like it, huh?
Yeah.
Sometimes it acts like it, but then more comes. And lots
Okay, go ahead and shut it off. Shut it
You
off.
should just
There
be
we
able to
go.
Yeah,
push
you
it off of there.
Okay, next person.
Wow.
As soon as it quits
Kendon.
spinning.
How is
Unwrap
it?
them.
I tried it.
It's kind of
I think you had one already.
sour.
unwrapped,
It
a
tastes
blue
like-
one.
Does it taste like cotton candy?
It's
no,
good.
No.
Good?
It tastes like
Grandma's the only one that can put them
tastes
in
like
there,
those,
'cause it's
but just-
very, very
Put
hot.
in
It's
cotton
just
candy?
fluffy. Just-
Nice.
yeah.
Cool.
I got mine up. I got next.
My mother-in-law found this super fun cotton candy maker at the thrift store, and we decided we needed to try it out before she left. It worked really well, and she left it for us so we can enjoy it until we drive back to Colorado and take it to her. She was flying back, so she wasn't able to take it with her, but the kids are happy to have it here still, and we get to enjoy making cotton candy as a fun treat.
It's not sweet like what we're used to cotton candy, huh?
It's probably like really good.
Kind of sour. Oh, that's probably sour. It's like making my mouth is watering just from that one bite.
You're after me, Mare? No,
Okay.
it goes him, and then.
Good, baby girl?
But
Okay, for dinner this evening, I took the leftover Velveeta cheese and hamburger mixture that we had the other day for nachos, and I cooked some bow tie pasta, and then I dumped that cheese and hamburger in there and let it all melt to make macaroni and cheese. So we're gonna have that. I also made some Rice Krispies earlier that the boys will have when they get back. They've been at the gym this afternoon. And then I'm gonna slice up some cucumbers that we got at the store. I also have a little bit of baby carrots and some radishes. And then this is some leftover fruit salad from the other day that I'm gonna set out, and ooh, hopefully it will all get eaten up because it doesn't last long in the fridge and it's already been sitting there a day. So hopefully this will get eaten this evening and be gone. But that is our dinner for tonight. So today is Thursday and we have Bible study and co-op this morning. So I went ahead and pulled out this big chunk here of beef stew that I had frozen in my freezer. I set it out last night to thaw a little bit so I could get it out of the bag easier. And then I added in some more potatoes and some chopped up carrots. And that is gonna sit in the crock pot today so we can have a warm dinner when we get home tonight. I also am working on putting in some flour and all the ingredients to make some bread in my bread machine. So we will have some beef stew and some fresh homemade bread tonight for dinner.
This beef stew turned out so good, it all got eaten up that evening and the entire loaf of bread was gone. I was joking that I'm going to have to buy another bread machine because one is not enough for a meal. But that is all I have for you today. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed my video and I will see you next time. Bye bye.